Welcome to the finals of AMF East Meadow. It's April 28th, Sunday. We have 4 old men in the finals today. They're all good friends. Starting to your left in the yellow, it's Ferrell McNeil from the Bronx. And next to him is Carrie Fishman. He's from Manhattan, New York. And next to him is Alex Padmore from Queens Village. And to the right is Eddie Citrone from Lawrington, New York. We are going to have a great match. Good luck, everybody. Shake hands, and let's start the game.
Eddie's the only one in the 50s. He's a rookie, man.
Thank God you look like your mother there, kid.
Okay, let's get a wide view. All right, we're going to start the match. Ferrell McNeil will be on the left. Eddie Citrone will be on the right. Ferrell's getting 31 pins. Eddie is getting handicap of 42. Carrie is receiving 34 pins. And Alex is getting 64. Ferrell starts off with a strike. What a great shot.
Max, to the max, Max. To the max. I like Max. Anybody want to bet? I like Max. Hold up. Eddie.
Bowlers, it was a great tournament today. 158 bowlers packed the bowling center on a beautiful Sunday. It was a 3-squad tournament. Cut scores were fairly low today. Mostly, if you shot your average, you made the finals. Eddie Citrone on the right. He goes Brooklyn and leaves the 5-9.
No sideline coaching, please.
All right, nothing from you. Oh, shit. Old man. I'm speaking to everybody over here.
Y'all gonna make Carrie mad, y'all keep talking. You want me to do the job?
I gotta pay the line.
No, I got it. It's just
Good spare.
Eddie Citrone makes the spare, and LIG bowlers are wondering why this guy here, Alex Padmore on the left, lane 35, is getting 64 pins, although he's won the tournaments recently 2 or 3 times, comes in every time. They are kind of wondering, the rumors are circulating, why does he keep getting 64 pins? But aside from that, we have a great match going on. We have Mr. Fishman, the worst winner and worst loser in the history of the LIGBT. He threw us a 7 count, and he's already looked like he's agitated. And we'd like to thank Mr. Sanders for running a great tournament. We're going to get Mr. Sanders on the treadmill, and then he'll be A1. And Mr. Padmore goes for the spare and makes it naturally. He makes the spare. 64 pins gives you a great deal of relaxation, no pressure at all. Mr. Fishman goes for the spare, and he makes the spare. So right now, all 4 bowlers have a clean frame after the first frame.
It goes all over the world. He goes down.
And the crowd is going ecstatic. Mr. Ferris McNeil, the oldest of the group, opens up with a double. Solid in the pocket. A double. Solid in the pocket. And by the way, just a little extra note. 3 of the 4 bowlers are from Ballpark Lanes in the Bronx. Eddie Citrone, Max O'Neill, and Carrie Fishman, all from Ballpark Lanes in the Bronx. May Ballpark rest in peace. Eddie Citrone throws his ball, and he hits a 9. Went Jersey, he got lucky and got 9. Let's hope he makes the spare. Once again, a shout out to LIGBT, Bob Olsen for the great job he does, Steve Sanders for the great job he does, although he gives Alex Padmore 64 pins, we don't know why. But aside from that, Mr. Steve Sanders does a good job. Eddie Cintron goes for the spare, and he just barely makes the spare. Eddie Cintron looks like he's on his last leg, but he's hanging in there. All right, and the crowd goes ecstatic. And now the lefty, Mr. Padmore, with his 64 pins, is up on lane 36. And he goes right in the pocket. For someone with a 140 average, he's doing a great job. Right in the pocket. Padmore makes the strike. Mr. Fishman going up for his third frame, and he throws a 9 count. So far, all the bowlers are clean. And Mr. Fishman is going for the spare. We have all the bowlers clean so far. And he makes the spare. The most arrogant person in our lovely tournament, but he means well. He's a nice guy, just have a very bad attitude. But we all love Mr. Fishman. This tournament would not be the same without Mr. Fishman.
I already bagged him in the brackets for first squad.
Okay, no break. That's why we don't like him. He loves to brag. Eddie Cintron throws his ball, goes Jersey, and he carries. Eddie Cintron carries. Third frame, he carries. So far, all the bowlers are still clean.
Steve Sanders is back. Farrell McNeil goes high and leaves the 6-10. Let's take a look at how the bowlers have reached the finals.
Say hello to mascot.
Oh, look who we have. It's Benny the mascot, the LIGBT mascot. There he is. All right, here is the brackets.
That's a good idea.
Here are the brackets from today. Here is how we went. We had 26 bowls in the finals. We got down to 16 after round 1 and went 16 to 8 to 4 to 2. It was very exciting. Let's get a close-up. You can see Daniel Goldberg and Scott Kemp matched up. Simpson and McNeil. There were 8 matches in round 1.
All right, Al.
And everybody that got eliminated earned $150. In the semifinals, we had Goldberg bowling McNeil, Bragnicki bowling Padmore, Citron bowling Levine, Healy bowling Fishman, and then the losers earned $250, and that's how we got to the final 4 right now, giving us Alex Padmore, Farrell McNeil, Eddie Citron, and Carrie Fishman. Here's your prize money for the finals today: $1,200, $600, $400, and $300 for the top 4. So everybody's made at least $300 in this final shootout. We paid over $6,000 today in a very successful tournament here at East Meadow. All right, let's get back to the bowling action.
Let them know all the bowlers are still clean.
Okay, we have not had an open yet, and that's pretty impressive considering the conditions are tough. We used the turnpike pattern today, 41 feet from Kegel, and that's what makes the LIGBT so competitive for bowlers, is we do not use a house shot. So bowlers that bowl their average when they come in usually make the finals. So it's really a great competitive environment. If you're looking to have some fun, meet some great people, we run almost every Sunday. Just go to LIGBTour.com. Take a look at all the information. We'll be running all summer, kicking it off with the Memorial Day Major with 3,000 on top. Our next tournament is going to be next Sunday, May 5th, and that'll be at AMF Garden City Bar. And there's our first open, Eddie Citron, missing a 1-pin spare.
You just said nobody open.
Just go straight at it.
You're up.
All right, Mr. Cintron misses, but he'll come back. And there's Mr. Fishman with his little rude stuff. Mr. Padmore throws a strike. The lefty with the 64 pins throws a strike. Kind of hard to be the guy with 64 pins, and he's throwing nothing but strikes in the pocket. Why not we just give him the money? And Mr. Fishman is going to find a reason to blame somebody now. He just threw a split.
Hey, we're live streaming. FCC's gonna turn me down.
We like to give a shout out to Mr. Eubanks for doing a great job on the color commentary. And as always, a shout out to Val for putting up with Mr. Sanders, who runs a good tournament, but rough on his wife. Mr. Fishman goes and makes 2 out of the 3. So now we have 2 people with the open. We have Eddie Centron with the open, and we have Carrie Fishman with the open. They both have 67 in the 4th. So right now we have McNeil with 66 in the 3rd, working on the spear, and Mr. Padmore, the lefty, with the 64 pins, with 60 in 3rd with a strike, and with 30 pins more than anybody else. 21 pins more than anybody else. Must be nice. And Mr. McNeil is still in the pocket. Every shot, 86 in the 4th for Phil McNeil.
Yeah, right.
And he's still hanging in there. Eddie Centron, after the miss, throws an 8 count and trying to make the spear to recoup. And he makes the spare. Mr. Centron makes the spare in the 5th. So right now we have 86 in the 4th for McNeil with a strike working, 67 for Eddie Centron with a spare working, and the bottom 2 bowlers are getting ready to bowl their 5th frame. Padmore right, still in the pocket, hasn't thrown no ball less than 9 on every shot. He's looking very good right now. And Mr. Fishman is trying to recover from his open and throws a 7 count. He seems to be crossing over his body and not keeping the ball up the lane. Mr. Padmore makes the spare. He's now claimed bowling a Dutch 200, plus he gets 64 pins. Mr. Fishman goes and makes the spare. So we have a nice little match going on here between Max O'Neill and Mr. Padmore. They seem to be the front runners as of now. Mr. McNeil is now attempting to lane 36. Working on a strike. Can he double? Oh, he gets tapped. Good shot, but it gets tapped. Mr. O'Neill gets tapped. 9 so far. Hopefully he'll make the spare. Once again, we'd like to thank all the bowlers for coming out today. Over 150 bowlers. It's always a great turnout because it's a great run tournament. And we'd like to invite anybody interested, LIGBT.com. And we have a nice trip coming up in June, going to Las Vegas, $10,000 on top. Eddie Centron seems to be running out of gas. He throws a 7 count. Mr. McNeil makes the spare. So we have Max O'Neill with 106 in the 5th working on the spare. Eddie Centron 84 in the 5th. Alex Padmore looks like he has 80 plus a spare going into the 5th. And we have Mr. Fishman 67 in the 4th working on the spare. And Eddie Centron misses again. 2nd miss for Eddie Centron. It looks like Mr. Centron has ran out of gas. But we never know, he might come back. The lefty with the 64 pins has thrown another strike. That's enough. He's still on a Dutch 200. He's smiling all the way to the bank with it. Smiling all the way to the bank with his 64 pins. Let's see, 64 pins, lefty. What other advantage does he need? 64 pins. Yo, go ahead. We have a bowler here named Steve Winyon wants to know why Mr. Padmore gets 64 pins, and we have no answer to that question. Mr. Fishman opens again too. Eddie Centron. Nah, I gotta hate on 64 pins. At his level, I gotta hate on him. No, I'm not gonna what we bowl.
God damn, man.
Let's keep it real. I like people, but let's keep it real.
Come up with a better system.
Yes, exactly.
Need to come up with a better system.
Mr. Fisher misses again between him and Eddie Centron. We're trying to see who's gonna be the low man. But we're having a lot of fun, guys. We're having a lot of fun. We have a nice crowd that stayed to watch the finals, and that's very nice to have a nice crowd to help cheer on our Final Four. McNeil throws a 7 count. Him and Mr. Padmore are the only ones that still clean. And let's hope Eddie Centron can recover from this 9. Fighting for a 3rd and 4th place seems to be Eddie Centron and Carrie Fishman. Eddie Centron misses another spare. That's 3 spares out of the last 4 frames Mr. Citron misses. He must be out of gas.
Take Padmore.
Mr. McNeil makes the spare, so he's still clean. We have Mr. Padmore and Mr. McNeil are the only 2 that are still clean.
Probably I don't deserve to be here anyway.
And Mr. Sanders is back.
Thank you, Donald.
You're welcome, sir.
Gary Fishman goes Jersey, leaves the 6-pin.
It's gonna be hard to beat Padmore.
Yeah, that is true. Alex Padmore is leading right now. Alex is 66 years old, and he's a school aide. He comes from Queens Village. One of the nice quiet men. He's going Jersey, and he knocks it down.
64!
That's right. Gary Fishman going for the spare, and he makes the spare. Nicely done. Okay, Farrell McNeil is on the right lane. Farrell's from the Bronx. He works for the city in the water department. Farrell is 64 years old, and he's one of the nicer guys in our tour. Here goes the shot. What a nice shot. He rips the rack. Farrell McNeil. So he strikes in the 8th frame. He's got 143 after 7 frames.
The only way Alex loses this is if he just falls asleep.
Eddie Citron. Eddie's from Laurelton, New York. He's 54 years old. And Eddie's an IT guy. He's a project manager. He goes Jersey, leaves a 10-pin. Eddie bowls every week. He's loved by everybody. He's just a happy-go-lucky guy. Always smiling. Now Alex Padmore will be up on the right lane. Alex is either throwing a 9 or a strike on every ball. Hasn't opened yet. Oh. Nice spare by Eddie.
Hey, he still fights that last place, that place spot.
Alex Padmore right now working on a double. He throws the ball. It looks like he's going high again. Right to the beat. Leaves the 2-4-7.
So you can do that 3 more times.
Gary Fishman on lane 35. Gary working on a spare. Gets an 8 count, leads to 6-10. Gary Fishman owns a taxi cab in New York City. He's 64 years old, and he lives in Manhattan. Alex Padmore going for the spare in the 8th frame, and he converts it very well.
140 bowler making spares.
One more mark, you got it right. One more mark.
140 bowlers aren't supposed to be labeled to make spares, you know?
And every week after week after week after week. Wonder how he can keep doing this.
Let's check the scoreboard, folks.
Back say I'm bowling one squad and taking $600.
Eddie Citron is now bowling his 9th frame. Oh, he rips the rack, leaves a 7-pin. Let's bring on Steve Williams for a little commentary. So, and no curse words. No curse words? It's too late.
All day.
The sticker?
That's how you
Never
get
down, Eddie. Never down.
Let's go.
You can't get off now.
Let's go, Greg.
Oh, put on there, man.
I saw it back on. They're supposed to sew one. I'd watched it.
Callie wants to keep the noise down.
All right, we got Alex Padmore.
I know, that's not right, Stephen.
Only lefty on the pair. The only guy with 64 pins. The only 140 bowler that never misses a spare. It's up. It's off. All right. No fingers. Leaves an easy spare to make. Sleeper. 3-9. We got Carrie. Tuna Fish Fishman. Carrie Fishman's going to bang out for a strong 179.
Oh, Carrie. Why not with more? That's the best 160 bowler I know. He made double wood like it was nothing.
The best
140 bowler we ever
140
made.
average bowler.
Exactly. Made double wood like it was
Shooting
nothing.
spares, staying
Like
clean.
it was nothing. Look at him dancing, showboating. I showboat too with 64 pins.
And this is not a house shot. It goes to say that the game ain't fair.
A lot of LIG bowlers are wondering when will this nonsense stop.
This game's over in 8th frame.
And on a hard shot, hasn't missed a spare yet.
All right, the battle's for 3rd and 4th.
Battle for 3rd and 4th continues. You got the 10 out
The
there.
battle for 3rd and 4th.
As you know, Eddie must be bowling bad. Fishman is talking, the bad is he bowling. So you know Eddie must be bowling worse.
The bowler worse.
He's bowling worse. You know you can beat it, that's why you're saying it.
We got a worse score. I get the first one to beat.
But that's not hard.
Well, it's hard for me. I only got one strike. Two got strike.
This is me playing the miniature violin, Carrie. My heart bleeds for
I
you.
got no strikes on the left leg.
Fishman always complaining. What a surprise. Carrie Fishman complaining. What a surprise.
Oh, by the way, what kind of step ladder is this when we got 4 people going?
Yeah.
It's not a step ladder. This is a 4-man shootout for the finals. It's not a step ladder.
Of course not. And Padmore will get 64 next week and shoot another 500 series and make it into the final with 200 pins once again.
What the hell you doing?
Eddie, go home, please. You're embarrassing me.
Hey, we got live video, no cursing.
Hell is not a curse.
Huh?
Hell is not a curse.
Oh, my bad.
You got your carries along. Hell is not a curse.
That was not a curse?
And we'd like to send a shout out once again to our mascot, Benny McCaw. Our mascot, Benny McCaw Jr.
My bad.
You don't even have to report a mascot. Oh, now look at him throwing the ball away like that's gonna really count. Like we really stupid. He's just laughing. Mr. Padmore's actually laughing at us now, throwing 3 counts and laughing because he know he's a winner. Now, if that's not an insult to the LIGBT, I don't know what is.
Tell you what, Alex Padmore needs 1 pin to win. Don't throw it in the gutter. Don't throw it in the gutter. I want to roll off. Throw it in the gutter.
I got half for the rest. See, I got 350. I made a deal, baby. It's Jewish insurance.
Got a winner, folks.
That's the winner.
What a surprise. Alex Padmore wins again. 3rd or 4th tournament now. What a surprise. 64 pins. What a surprise.
Threw that in the gutter. He won't get tired.
I did double.
I know you did that.
Max, anybody can beat 64 pins.
Nah, but if you'd have threw it in the gutter.
Anybody can get 64 bets. Yeah, one right there. Take 6 away.
If you'd have threw it in the gutter, he would not have.
What you mean, second shot?
Hey, none of us do.
If you'd have threw it in the gutter, no. Take off 6 pins.
Take away 6 pins. Glad to see all my friends in the fight.
Once again, we like to thank Gabe for coming out to the LIGBT, and we'd like to turn it over now to Steve Sanders for the presentation of the winner, Mr. Padmore, 64 pins. the lefty with the 140 bowler that doesn't miss the pocket, that wins every week. But we don't want to say anything. There's only like 26 of us here keep wondering why this is happening, but we're not going to say that. Look at the grin. Look at the grin on Mr. Padmore. We wonder why he's grinning. Is it because he won or because he keeps winning? Wonder why.
How many pieces he won?
About 65 pins.
Don't they re-rate? I tell you what.
Re-rate? No.
With 64 pins, you should never lose. That's all I got to say.
Do a recap?
Yes.
You got to do something with him.
Something. This is gonna happen now. Why course he gonna smile?
I gotta lose money to try to get pins. I gotta lose money to get pins, and these busters with 60-something pins, all they gotta do is hit the pocket and keep their pins. Yes.
It's only on one
Good day.
Isn't it based on his league average?
Never. I'm everybody's friend. So friends don't let it explain. I quit.
Eddie.
Thank you so much. You're the one that gives me luck. I can leave him home. I gotta get back to you. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry, man. I shot like shit. But you know what? But then I shot like shit all day today.